Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. Welcome to the 4th match of the Plague Knight 80% tournament. I'm Pickles for Nickels. Sorry we're having trouble getting in touch with Beat, so it's just me today, commentating. So this is Plains, this is the first level. We're coming up on the first zip of the, or the only zip in the game. So this will let you skip like 2 rooms. touchTheGoose is having a little trouble getting it. But he got it alright. So as you can see, Plague Knight has a lot of aerial mobility. What a lot of the runners are doing, they're burst buffering. So they'll jump, burst, and then immediately after bursting, they'll charge up another bomb, and it'll let them burst one more time before like having to touch the ground. The first boss here is Black Knight. He's kind of tricky. Stunning him is kind of hard. KingCaptain looks like he got it. Let's see if he can keep him that stun, and he has it. So, good Black Knight fight there. Okay, sorry, a little bit loud on my end. So now we're coming up on the village. If you're playing Shovel Knight, most runners will just like, or I guess not most runners, all of them, will just enter and exit the village, but with Plague Knight, there's some weird stuff we have to do. Basically, because plot. Plague Knight has a little, base of operations underneath the village, so he can't get in because I guess his assistant or whatever lost the key to the secret hideout, so he blows up the guy's house, goes down, meets Mona, says hi Mona, goes out and says bye Mona, and now we're to Primor Keep. Again, this isn't a really like complicated level. There's lava pots, there's these lancer guys called Blitz Steeds, they're nothing. Propeller rats are a little bit RNG, but you like dodging them is fine. I didn't get to talk about it, but Plague Knight has a really big D-boost, so compared to the other knights in the campaigns, and their campaigns, Plague Knight has a far greater knockback when he runs into an enemy, so will reverse D-boost into them and get past enemies a lot quicker than other ones. That dinner plate in the room that I think KingCaptain just passed, that's actually random. There's either a carrot or a bomb or apple in there. But yeah, this chandelier room's kind of hard, but it seems like both runners got through it. Oh, book room is hard. So these books, when you hit them, they'll generate some platforms that'll go away after a while. touchTheGoose got through it okay though, but it's kind of scary. KingCaptain taking it safe. Those rats again are RNG, so like they might get into your way. KingCaptain going for the chicken, while touchTheGoose is now at King Knight. King Knight's not a very hard fight. Just you have to bait him into the corner. He'll like target you and stuff. But looks like both runners are taking it okay. One more hit for touchTheGoose, and we got it. And both runners getting King Knight before the Confetti, so good job to both of them. Oh, so since I have some time, I should explain the plot. So, basically, Plague Knight is collecting essences to make a potion. That's what these orb things are. No one knows what it does, really. It's just the MacGuffin of the plot. But we'll see what they all do later, kinda. Now we're coming up on, Lich Yard, which is the spooky level. God, it's not again, it's not like a terribly hard level, because obviously, like, these are within the first world of the map. Those frogs are RNG on which way they'll hop at you, what they'll do, if they'll go all electrically and stuff. The first one you saw, a lot of people call him Jeremiah, because he can, like, deck you right into that pit. Another mechanic of this level is the dark rooms. For speed running purposes, it's like, or not purposes, but like, oh, KingCaptain getting the first death of the match. Thankfully, like, there's a checkpoint right there, so not too much time, but now touchTheGoose is in the lead. But yeah, these dark rooms, some of them aren't too much of a problem. The one that touchTheGoose is on is god-awful. There's these platforms that will rise and fall depending on whether or not there's two objects on it or not. In that dark room where you have to also put the skeleton head on the platform, it's just hard because frogs, and we all know frogs are awful. KingCaptain getting through that one spike platform, okay, that one kind of scares me when I do it. Coming up in the dark room. Platform dark room. Getting through no problem. The screen touchTheGoose is on, again, that's kind of a scary dark room too. They're coming up on the Spectre fight, which, it can be kind of tricky. Besides about the first, like, couple phases of the match, Spectre can, like, he's pretty much RNG where he'll go. So we'll see how touchTheGoose does on this.
Hi.
So, hello.
I'm here commentating.
Hi.
That's cool.
Yeah, just both runners getting through, which are pretty.
We're in which yard?
Yeah. And touchTheGoose getting a pretty good Spectre kill. If you can get him before he turns off the lights again, or summons any of the Bone Clangs, the skeleton guys, that's a pretty good Spectre kill. Oh yeah, also, as David in the chat just mentioned, you kind of want to burst onto that first platform, the one on the left, to get the fight started a little better, and Spectre just turned off the lights, so not a very fast Spectre kill, but I think you should be finishing up real quick on this one.
One more hit.
One more hit.
Alright,
Yep.
he's dead. No deaths. Were there no deaths in World 1? I, like, just came in.
KingCaptain died once in, Lich Yard.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're coming up on the, Explodatorium, and this is Plague Knight's home, and if you played, either Shovel or Spectre's campaign, you're like, well, Plague is the boss of the Explodatorium, so who's the boss in the Explodatorium in Plague's campaign? Well, you'll see, it's a time.
Mm-hmm. Something to note about this stage is that there's a lot of global cycles, more so than any other stage. You're hoping for, your movement has to be good to make the cycles for these pot lids. These pot lids move up and down, they shoot up like that, and they're on a global cycle, so they're running throughout the entire stage. And then later in the stage, there's going to be these fire jet type things, and those are also on a global cycle. Yep. So really, everything you do in the stage matters because of the cycles.
touchTheGoose a little bit low on health, but hopefully...
You can pick up the safety tree.
There we go.
Respect.
Usually going above that, Cauldron Spider is, faster, but... but you can take the low road and pick up the chicken. Coming up is a little... It's not really like a mini-boss. I guess he's a mini-boss.
Yeah, I say.
Yeah. Called the Alchemeister, so... He'll throw a bunch of, potions, and after a while he'll transform into a big, white, fluffy guy. And he'll just run across, the screen.
Ideally, you want to kill him before he can even move, but one go-around, waiting for one go-around isn't too bad. Looks
Also,
like KingCaptain took a
yeah.
death. I didn't exactly see where.
I think it might have been the, it looked like the room with the, Maccabee and the exploding platforms and stuff.
That makes sense. So, Touch the Goose, coming up on the end of the level, wants to manipulate health to be at 2 bubbles exactly, because Shovel Knight, spoilers, is the boss of this level, will only use his Space Locket attack, which makes him invincible, if you're at greater than 2 health. So they go in with 2 health, such that he won't use it, and because of that, the runners can get a really nice stun lock, like you're going to see on Goose's screen right now, where you just get him stuck in the corner and toss bombs.
And touchTheGoose got a really good Blueman kill.
Full luck.
Besides, like, I mean, they didn't get the I-core skip, but for the most part, Shovel Knight didn't come out of the corner, so.
And that's really, I think, in a race, all you can ask for.
Yeah. So far, a lot of the runners haven't been getting really good Blueman kills. Some have, but like it's been kind of variable lately. KingCaptain getting the little hand touch on the fire room. You can grab the ladder from the screen below. It's a little bit tricky, but it saves a little bit of time. KingCaptain should take one more hit. Okay, there we go.
One more. Oh no!
Oh no.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see how this pans out.
Yeah.
King might still be able to get a decent kill.
Oh god.
Oh
god.
This is not good, dude. Okay, maybe this can work. Yeah, this can maybe work. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Just the tonics.
He goes into the other. Oh god, the Chaos Orb.
Okay.
Alright, yeah.
Alright. Made it work.
So touchTheGoose is on Treasure Knight stage, called the Iron Whale. Mechanics in this level, it's a water level, so there's physics. There's water physics, low gravity, which can make oh no, he's getting bodied by the tentacle.
Yeah, the tentacles are pretty infamous for being difficult because you need to attack the head to go past them.
Yeah.
And a little skip here. Ooh, nice, got it. Oh, still gonna go around on the left though. Respect. Yeah. Killing the 2 tentacles there while they're moving in. Kinda tight.
So we're coming up on what we call 420 fish, because sometimes she's a little bit too high. This first part is kind of like an auto-scroller. Eventually the treasure chest on its angler will open up and you can hit it. Oh god, the swag.
And then they need to get 12 hits in, and Plague Knight can throw 3 bombs at a time, so they need to do 4 rounds of 3. Unfortunately, like we said, he likes to move up and down, and also sideways, which makes it harder to hit. Pretty good 2-cycle from Goose, though. Hopefully, gonna pick up the health here, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Treasure Knight stage can be kind of difficult because of water physics and stuff.
Rest of the stage isn't too complicated. Trying to make a fast cycle on this platform here, unfortunately didn't get it. Not too big of a deal, only a few seconds. And this anchor rim can be kind of tricky if you don't have a good burst pattern through it. Goose looks like... Yeah, that was fine.
Coming up on the missile room, you can burst through this, but it's a little bit faster to just ride the missile and
in any percent.
Yeah, and just take out the little walls.
So coming up on Treasure Knight, one of the more RNG-based bosses in the run, he can grab the ceiling, and you really don't want to see that, but he can also do different things with his vertical grapple as well, going right to the ceiling. That's unfortunate. Not too big of a time loss, but it is a little slow. Alright. And didn't get sucked into the chest attack, even though it started. So not too bad from Goose. Out of Iron World.
Yeah, if you get trapped in that treasure chest, I think he takes off like 500.
It's 500.
Yeah, 500 gold. And money management is kind of important here because we'll need about 9,000 to pick up the only arcana that we get in the game, the Staff of Striking.
That's coming up pretty soon, so you definitely don't want to lose money now. Yeah. It isn't like run over bad if they were to get caught, but it definitely would not help the situation. So Goose now going into Lost City. You can actually do Lost City before Iron Whale. The order doesn't really matter in the route. I think Iron Whale is like one less style of map movement, so it's slightly more optimal. The stage isn't too bad. The scariest thing is what Goose is doing right now, the beetle skips. Normally you're supposed to ride these beetles in like an auto scroll or across the stage, but you can just burst across if you know what you're doing. King Captain attempting treasure did not grab the ceiling. Having a bit of trouble though with these bomb placements.
Oh yeah, another mechanic in Lost City is, I think it's coming up in a little bit. There will be these little green goo blobs that'll turn things from fiery to not fiery, and if they're green, they're bouncy.
Mm-hmm.
Like this from here.
Yeah. Made it through that room okay. Generally, it isn't too scary. If you lose your burst pattern, though, things can get kind of awkward. Oh no!
Oh no.
Accidentally got boosted the wrong way.
Yeah, that room's kind of hard.
Yeah. What Goose tried to do there was, tried to burst through the little mini-boss guy there, because if you can burst through him, you can do a backwards damage boost, and skip him pretty much. But unfortunately got boosted the wrong way. And, oh no, another death. That's really bad, because I believe he did not pick up his money from the last death. So, now Goose is going to have some money problems.
He can break a checkpoint, but it's a little bit...
Yeah, that's obviously risky. I believe... Oh no, a death from King Captain as well. And King Captain's money just got put in a place where he probably isn't going to be able to get it. Another death from Goose.
Yeah, there's a reason why a lot of us call Lost City Time Lost City.
So yeah, this money situation for Goose is actually looking really bad. Yeah, I don't know. Because you need 9,000 after this level for Staff of Striking. So... I don't know.
Yeah, they'll probably have to like break open a couple checkpoints. There's a way you can get the— oh my god, take the checkpoint, dude. There is a way you can get the Staff of Striking without needing money. Basically you'll have to go for
yeah,
Plague,
you could do that.
At
that point it's probably just faster to not get it though.
Yeah, for Plague, you can like— the way Arcana works in Plague's campaign is you'll trade relics that you find in Shovel Knight's campaign to Chester, and he'll give you the Arcana, but that way's kind of slow. You can do the run staffless, it's what I do, but it's kind of slow and bosses are really hard without it. Also, touchTheGoose not getting a very good Mole Knight fight.
Yeah,
you want to get him before he digs back into the ground. But getting through the boss either way, he's still ahead.
King Captain coming up on Mole Knight. The important thing at the beginning of Mole Knight is similar to 420 Fish. When Mole Knight runs across the screen, he can be at varying heights. And you want him to be kind of low, just because that makes him easier to hit. In my opinion at least. It isn't really as big of a deal as like 420 Fish though. And then you can just kind of get behind him and spam bombs, and hopefully, no, it looks like King Captain did not get it, but you can get a quick kill before he goes back underground. Still, the semi-quick kill from King Captain definitely made up a lot of time there. And King Captain will also definitely have enough for staff striking. Goose, though, is pretty short on money, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on that side.
Coming up next is Flying Machine, and if you've played Shovel Knight's campaign, this level's scary. Not as scary in Plagues because we have a lot more aerial mobility, but there's some very scary parts still.
For sure.
The biggest fear in this level are the little guys called hover minis. The community likes to call them Jawas because it's Star Wars. They have fans on their back, and they'll push you off in ways that you don't want to go, basically.
Something you might see the runners doing is that whenever you're getting damage boost, so whenever you're getting knocked back, the wind boxes, so to speak, don't actually apply to you. So you can abuse that. I wonder if... No. Okay. I was wondering if Goose was going to take the chest there. Because I don't remember exactly how much you get from this mini-boss. It might have been enough?
This is the dinghy dropper. It's a boss. You really don't want to hit the bombs, because they'll do a lot of damage to you. I could have broken that checkpoint. He's really low.
Okay, I guess maybe going back to break the checkpoint. Yeah.
I don't think you get... might be able... Oh, just short.
Go to the right? Are there even gems there?
I don't think so.
Well, actually, no, there's stuff in the room. In the room where you get Staff of Striking, there's a lot. This should be enough, I think, actually. Because there's all these
this might be enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just enough.
As long as he doesn't die now.
The only thing is, you're gonna want magic upgrades to, get through, to get through the bosses quicker. The way Plague's, magic works is you can use it basically until it, runs out, and, so it'll run out, and it'll regenerate it, like, eventually, but if you deplete the whole thing, he'll kind of go through a burnout phase. So you want to, like, ration out your magic, well, oh, no.
Yeah, Goose having a death to the triple Jawa room. King Captain, could take the lead here. Let's see.
Pretty much caught up at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, your magic regenerates faster if you haven't depleted it the whole way. So, you want to watch how you use it.
Yeah, so every staff swing uses half a bar, so right now we have 2 bars. So ideally you want to use 3, or wait, you can do like 4 because it regenerates quickly, but you don't want to do 5 because that would mean your magic got depleted. And you basically never want your magic to be completely depleted.
Yep.
So both our runners and Flying Machine.
Oh no!
Goose dying in auto spoiler. It's unfortunate. Coming up into the wind tunnel rooms. These winds blow you around.
Oh! Come on, get through the. Okay.
Okay, got through. Flying Machine.
Triple Jaws again.
There, yeah, triple Jaws. Alright, and King Captain here on the wind tunnel.
Oh god.
Ooh, throws the bomb to hit that checkpoint.
I did not know you could hit the checkpoint that way.
I did not either. That's actually really smart. I should practice that.
Yeah. Taking the first run slow, there's a really scary way to get through that real quickly. Yeah, taking these rooms safe.
Skip out on extra cycles.
Yeah.
Also taking this room a little safe. Do not blame him.
Basically, the very, very fast version of that would be like you're maybe 2 pixels away from hitting the spikes on the ceiling. This is Propeller Knight. God, this boss is like hard.
Probably the hardest boss in the game to do very well.
Basically you have to hit him at a certain angle. The propeller on his head, basically, the propeller on his head and his sword
like
on the
whole front side.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's guarded from like taking any damage. The staff helps a little bit.
Yeah, taking damage from projectiles, I think, so you can still whack him from the front.
Yeah.
Not a terrible fight from King Captain.
That fight is especially scary since the cannonballs break the floor, and if you fall through, that's just an automatic death.
Ooh, Goose skipping out on the health before Propeller. Scary. I guess worth noting, one of the most effective ways to hit Propeller is with the burst, because it attacks him even if you're facing his front, which is normally weak. Or resistant to your attacks.
Take a tonic?
Ooh,
okay, no,
scary.
you need the tonic.
And on King Captain's side, coming up on Black Knight 2, very similar to Black Knight 1, except that the stun lock is a little more precise and there's an RNG element to it. Ideally, you just want to keep him locked the whole time, but that very rarely ever happens.
In Shovel Knight's campaign, you can skip Black Knight 2 altogether, but Black Knight is the plot man, so we have to fight him. Getting a pretty good stun, not the complete stun, but still pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, that was fine, I'd say.
So here the route can kind of split. Most people go to Polar Knight first, and then they'll... when they buy magic, kind of depends on this last section.
You need 10,500 gold to buy all the magic upgrades we need. So I guess the King Captain is probably going to be able to do it after Polar.
Tinker first.
Going to Tinker first. That's actually interesting. I would have guessed Polar. In terms of map movement, Tinker and Polar are actually exactly the same. So in that way, it's preference.
Yeah, this is it's a pretty straightforward level. It's a gear theme level. The only really big strat in this is there's two auto scrollers. First one's called pseudo auto scroller, I guess, because we pretty much flat out skip it.
You're supposed to ride this platform across these spikes.
Yeah.
But with Plague, it isn't too difficult just to damage boost and burst across them. But yeah, I really like this stage. It's not too difficult, and it's still really fun to go through quickly.
Yeah, the music's really good too.
Alright, Goose opting to go to Polar Knight stage, which is, I think, what most runners do, I'd say.
Save the chicken.
So, kind of hard to tell who's ahead here. So, on King Captain's side, coming up on that auto-scroller skip we talked about.
So they'll burst, or not burst, they'll deboost off this one champion first. Then they'll burst across to these gold armors. You can either deboost off the first one or the second one. Deboost off the second champion, and then you made it across.
Well done.
touchTheGoose's stage. So Stranded Ship is like, I hate this level. Plague Knight goes like 50 miles per hour, but then you put him on ice. He also slides a lot to begin with. So just like combining like everything together is just an awful level.
And King Captain at the final auto-scroller of the true auto-scroller of Clockwork Tower. The level's basically over at this point, you just need to wait it out.
Oh. Yeah, picking up that health on touchTheGoose's screen, it's like, you'll get through the first couple screens and you're like, wow, I'm really low on health, maybe I have like a bubble and a half left, and they're like, okay, well, there's chicken in that wall, I'm safe, but you have to remember, there's also a bomb in there.
Yeah, yesterday one of our runners, I forget who, died of that bomb. Getting to a couple scary screens in a row. The screen with all the hammer dudes over the bottomless pit is pretty scary. There are those platforms at the bottom. that can save you a good amount of the time.
King Captain's coming up on Tinker. He's kind of the joke boss.
Yeah.
In Plague and Spectres. Oh, and I Plague and Shovels, not Spectres. Spectres is scary. He has 2 phases. The first one is whatever. The second one he has a big tank. This is where the Staff of Striking, comes really, really handy.
Because with Staff of Striking, you can actually attack, Tinker when he goes into the wall here, because the staff extends into the wall, which is pretty neat. Meanwhile, we have Goose on, Polar Knight fight. This fight can be pretty scary because he spawns those insta-kill spikes at the bottom. So you want to try and damage boost off of him. So use your iframes so you don't get hit.
Bye, Grandpa.
And we have simultaneous boss kills. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so I have to mention it because it's going around in chat.
Oh my god.
Last night, I don't know what happened. I wasn't in that voice call. But Sad Mountain became a meme.
I love
overnight.
Sad Mountain.
Sad Mountain's so good.
Like, I'm not normally a meme guy, actually, but I love Sad Mountain.
So when we go back to the screen where the stranded ship is, in the mountain, there's like a small face. It just looks kind of sad, and I don't know why.
It's very funny. Okay, so something interesting here. Goose opting to, oh no, Goose, what Goose wanted to do, though, was sell the music sheet, because normally in this route, you would pick up a music sheet from,
Usually Explodatorium.
yeah, Explodatorium. But he did not this run, so he was short on magic, so only got one of the magic upgrades there. You can sell the music sheet for 500, and that would have been enough to get the other magic upgrade.
It's a good backup money. Not super required to pick up, but the one music sheet we're talking about, it's like kind of, it's just kind of there. So if you
yeah, it's like literally the fastest path through that room gets it. So you should always have it. I guess maybe Goose messed up his movement.
Yeah, the room King Captain's having a little bit of trouble with. It's kind of hard. Digging is hard.
Digging without a shovel.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention it, as I never had time in the beginning. King Captain's using a color palette cheat code.
Oh yeah.
That's why Plague looks a little bit off. Not a lot of the runners are using palette codes. The Spectre tournament, like pretty much everyone had their own color, but I don't know. Plague's palettes are kind of weird. There's not a lot of good ones.
Oh, King Captain taking a death there. A lot of the enemies in Stranded Ship do hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Even though King Captain had the full health bubble, that guy's spear just does so much.
I did not know there was chicken behind that.
It's not. It's only an apple, which is kind of odd.
Huh.
Yeah. Ooh. Scary. Are you gonna? Oh, actually, I guess yeah. From this point on, money doesn't actually matter. They can.
Taking the real safe.
Skipping the checkpoint though. Oh, never mind.
Nope.
Never mind. I didn't say that.
That room is a little easier if you.
Oh wow. Yeah. On Goose's side, taking the auto scroller. I guess because of the low health. Scared.
Oh.
It takes a death there, but took the checkpoint, so it's fine.
Yeah, the first ladder room, you can deboost off the first guy and get there pretty fast.
So at the end of Polar Knight stage on King Captain's side is going to be the long spike room, which is probably one of the worst platforming parts of this entire run. I'd estimate that King's gonna have to take it safe and just damage boost these guys, which is definitely respectable. It's a very scary room. Yeah,
snow blocks are weird. They basically, they're supposed to fall faster than you do, but I swear like half the time they don't for me. So they'll cover up the spikes and they're safe to walk on, but they're weird. Snow blocks are impossible.
And pretty good polar fight from King there, and Goose going into Tinker. Oh, having some trouble with the lever there. It can be kind of, that lever is actually like low-key, kind of awkward in Plague Knight mode.
Yeah, like you can, I guess you can just count your bombs, but it's like, sometimes you throw too many, sometimes you don't throw enough.
Yeah.
So now that King Captain's gone through all the order stages, coming up next is the Tower of Fate, which are like the hardest levels in the game, because at this point they've expected you to like go through everything. You've seen all the mechanics except like a couple enemies that they'll throw in these stages. There's Sad Mountain.
Sad Mountain.
So
yeah. I guess Tower 1 is pretty interesting because in a way it's kind of a test of everything so far. A lot of the mechanics from previous stages show up here.
Oh.
Taking a little sleep through this first round.
These rooms, every single one of these rooms are kind of scary in their own way. Coming up pretty soon is the Crusher room, which it's like if you can take it either fast or slow.
Yeah, there is a fast cycle strat you can do. It isn't really all too bad.
It's scary though.
It looks really scary. It isn't the worst thing ever though. I would hope that the owners will at least try for it. Ooh, that was not hit.
Oh god.
Respect. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, take it slow.
Yeah. King Captain taking a few extra Crusher cycles here. Maybe giving a chance for Goose to catch up.
Oh.
You do not want to get crushed. Getting crushed is an instant death. So just taking some extra cycles is fine. Better than the death.
Also, chandelier rooms are like, I don't know, they're impossible to do correctly. These three screens, like, whenever I do that, yeah, I always end up getting bodied somehow. Like, there's so much damage boosting going on.
Pretty smooth from King Captain though.
Yeah.
And King Captain also opting to go in the top route of this screen as opposed to boosting along the bottom, which is perfectly fine. Boosting along the bottom,
yeah, bottom is
a little bit, but it's very scary if you have to boost across the spike.
Here's the low bitrate room. There's just rain. There's some invisible platforms, and the rain is the only indication where like what's solid and what's not. Coming up is Black Knight 3, which, oh my god. So, he's an awful boss.
Yeah. So, ideally, you want to kill Black Knight 3 before you can start his teleporter attack. That's very uncommon, though, because, yeah, this attack right here is what you're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Basically, if you can hit him a bunch in the first part of the fight, before he leaves the ground, he's sort of like charging up that attack throughout the whole time, and you can avoid him doing it.
Black Knight also,
very scary.
Black Knight also had a Red Bull, so now he has wings.
When he's in the air, I guess worth noting is you can just kind of wail on him. He doesn't really have any invincibility frames.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And a second teleporter attack from King Captain. Pretty much what you don't want to see. Made it through though, and
yeah.
On the left side of the screen. You want to try and end this fight on the right side of the screen, because after the fight, Plague has to walk across. Take the checkpoint, Goose!
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. Goose, why? That literally doesn't even waste any time. I'm so...
Oh
no! Alright, so...
No teleport skip.
No teleport skip from Goose. It's a very difficult trick, the teleport skip. One of the hardest, things to do in this game, in my opinion.
King Captain starting off on Tower 2. Again, it's also just a mishmash of like everything you've seen in the game so far. That room's a little bit tricky. You can get caught on the spikes real easily, so...
Ooh, boosted into the lava. You want to try and take the top route there, but if you're too slow, the elevator cycles just won't line up for it.
One more hit.
Okay, cool. Goose passed, and on the right side. It's like KingCaptain taking this room. Little safe.
Yeah, that room's also awful. This
and
is,
then the Mario Maker room.
Yeah. I call it the Slime Rancher room.
That works too, I guess.
There's a lot of guys.
Opting to take the health, definitely a wise thing to do. Ooh, Goose having a pretty odd death right there at the start of Tower 2. Hit the spikes right at the screen entrance. Not too big of a deal, I think. Yeah, it's like right there.
On KingCaptain screen, this is an auto-scroller. If you get to this next section quick enough, you can actually just kind of hop a little bit, and as the room loads in, it'll also spawn the blocks. So you'll kind of get stuck in a block, but it's fine. You just burst out of it.
Also, Goose took another death on the Tower 2 descent. Made it through now, though. Goose getting the pretty optimal strat through this room, which made up a good bit of time over what KingCaptain did, taking it safer. So after the auto-scroller, KingCaptain will be in Boss Rush. Boss Rush is really terrible, and I hate it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of health management that goes on, because Shovel Knight's at the end, and as you've seen in Exploratorium, you want to be at 2 health or less for him to not use the phase locket. But after every boss, there's a chicken, and sometimes with just the way Plague is, you'll accidentally get knocked into the chicken, and you'll be at full health.
And sometimes it might actually be better for these runners to be taking small hits from the bosses. So a very important thing, we touched upon this earlier when they first got stuck, but it's very important in Boss Rush. You absolutely do not want to overheat or exhaust your magic here. You want to try and use as much as possible without draining it all the way. If you do, that can be really bad, depending on what boss you're on. So what KingCaptain just did was like perfect, leaving it at that little sliver.
Oh, also, the order of knights is random, except for Polar Knight, who will always be within the first 3. Basically, it's just because Polar Knight still reveals those spikes in his battle. So the devs didn't want you to be like 6 nights in, or Polar Knight's like the last one you fight, and then you die on spikes, and suddenly you have to go all the way back to the beginning and do the whole thing over again.
Also worth noting that Shovel Knight is always last. Thankfully. That's the one nice thing about Boss Rush. If Shovel Knight was random, doing the health manipulation would be near impossible. Ooh, bit of a scary polar there from KingCaptain, but got through fine.
I also think like one really small thing, I know with Tinker, especially with the tank, there's a little bit of positioning stuff that you want to do, but it's not really major.
Yeah. I think the main thing is when Spectre spawns, you want to be near the middle so that you're not on top of or you're not under one of his platforms that he spawns. That's the biggest thing I can think of positioning wise. There isn't too much otherwise, I think. Or it's very minor in terms of the order mattering for your positioning. Ooh, King Captain exhausting his magic there. I don't think it's actually going to be all that bad. Because there's a pretty long transition here, and he can just finish off Tinker with bombs. Or stuff. That works too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think King Captain has been managing health pretty well. Never mind. Just throwing this. I shouldn't have said anything. That being said, Treasure is one of the bosses that is easiest to take damage off of. So if you're doing health manipulation, getting him late can be pretty nice. So Propeller and then Shovel. So King Captain's going to want to take a good amount of damage during this fight if he wants to try and do Staff Lock on Shovel in Boss Rush. Okay, I guess we're just going to deal with Phase Lock it.
Yeah, especially if you're a beginner runner, it's sometimes okay to, like, take the chicken.
Yeah, I guess, like, especially in a race, you want to try prioritizing surviving over getting the fast Shovel kill. But the Shovel Knight Phase Lock it skip with 2 health saves a ton of time. I don't know exactly how much offhand. I guess it depends on how your fight goes. But it's over 30 seconds probably. It's so much. Because you can just get him in the corner and wail on him, and you don't have to deal with any of this.
Also, fun fact, this is New Game Plus Shovel Knight, because when you fight him in the Exploratorium, he has stuff like the Anchor. I guess you could have the Anchor, but especially the War Horn, which he really shouldn't have until, like, World 3.
That makes sense. And a lot of health. Didn't you even get that much health before?
No.
Okay, yeah. I haven't played Shovel Knight's campaign since, like, it came out. So, I don't really remember. So Goose's health pretty low. Interestingly, they both got Propeller second to last. Okay, so it looks like Goose might be going for the Shovel Knight Phase Lock it skip, which would be a good chance to make up time. Maybe not, though. Nope. Okay, just gonna go for the turkey. That's fine.
Yeah, taking the load, the stun lock is a little bit harder to get because you can't trap them in the blocks and make the crying crater.
Yeah, so you have to use staff, and a combination of staff and burst, and it's very precise. And you have very low health while you do it, so I don't blame these guys at all for not going for it.
So King Captain is
Ooh, King Captain, Death in the Tile Room.
Yeah, that room can be kind of hard to do. We call it the Tower of Hera room because there's always LTTP runs going on Speed Gaming.
Ooh, scary. Alright, so coming up, it's going to be the final 3 bosses. First is Enchantress. Opting to take this part a little slow and safe.
Yeah, like that room it's weird because the blocks come up at different heights from under you.
There's a strat to get through it very consistently.
Yeah,
though.
You can just burst across it, but it's scary. And weird stuff happens sometimes.
So, Enchantress, the goal is to deal a ton of damage at her before the dives start. Got a good amount in there, and then you want to try and deal damage during the dives as well. He could go under the stage and attack her now, but I think he's going to opt to not do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, got some snipes. Gonna wait for Enchantress to come back up. Do not blame him at all, once again. Enchantress crit kill is very scary. One more hit? Come on! Okay. Pretty good Enchantress for no quick kill. So up next is going to be Plague of Shadows. If you stand still for, I think it's 35 seconds.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Plague of Shadows instantly loses, which is funny, but it's generally slower, and you generally just want to try and fight it out. We'll see, though. I wouldn't be completely surprised if one of the runners chooses to try.
I'm hoping someone does that. Okay, I've been praying that someone in this tournament does that.
King Captain choosing to go for the fight.
This fight is basically like regular Shovel Knight, Plague Knight RNG. Like, it's the same behavior. Besides the fact that both of you are exploding the ground and it's scrolling up as blocks are broken.
Also, the layout of the blocks is also random. So this whole thing is just pretty awesome, random RNG words. Yeah, King Captain opting to use the tonic there because health was getting a little low. Definitely the right choice.
Oh yeah, we never explained tonics. You'll pick up tonics like every so often. There's a few places in dirt piles and dinner plates you can find them. They'll temporarily give you an extra health bubble until you take a death. So they come in handy. You can just quaff it in a tight spot.
Alright, and Corrupted Essence, ideally you can get a 2-cycle in this guy. It's rather difficult though.
A little bit of RNG, like whether this chicken fox he's spitting out will go up or down. The only place you can really hit him to take damage is the little pink spot in his mouth. But you have to hit the bomb on the bottom to let him open it for a little while. You can get him while he's like spitting out some stuff, but it's a little bit hard.
Yeah. And
time should be coming up.
Yep, that's time for King Captain with a, I think it was a 52-59. Not bad. Right, and then Goose also now coming up on Corrupted Essence. Not a bad race overall.
Yeah. You basically, you want to open up the mouth, throw a couple bombs, because Plague Knight can only throw 3 at once. When you're out of bombs, just go ham on the staff.
Looking like a 3-cycle for Goose too.
Yeah, this boss can be a little bit tricky, especially when it does that. Sometimes he'll break open the bomb, and he'll be facing like the wrong way, and you can't get to him as even when the mouth's open. But,
cool, and that's time for Goose with a 54-02. Not a bad one either. Good race, only about a minute apart.
Yeah, good race. So I don't know if we're doing interviews or... Oh, apparently touchTheGoose just PB'd.
Oh, cool. Congrats to him then.
Yeah.
So looking at the bracket, alright, so King Captain's gonna go up against Oddbod next, I think.
Oh gosh. Oddbod is current world record holder.
Right, so I think we're gonna get King Captain in here. Just need to... The speed gaming guys, I think, need to get him. Alright. Hello. My mic is muted.
Is this working?
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
Hey,
Congrats on your win.
thank you.
It was a very entertaining run to watch.
It was a really close run.
Hmm.
I was panicking so much through it. So many chokes during it.
Yeah. Let's see. Something I thought was interesting was you split up getting magic upgrades. You got one, I think, before... One right after Black Knight 2, and then one right after Clockwork. Is that correct?
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and have the extra magic for Tinker Knight for the quick kill.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I didn't have enough to get both of them at the same time, so I just had to split them up. Yeah, it was a great race, though.
Mhm. Anything you want to add? Shoutouts?
No, don't really have much.
Cool.
So, coming up, on Speed Gaming, I think there's, more Link to the Past on this channel. The
Ori.
next...
Lots of Ori today, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's Speed Gaming 2 has the
Yeah.
Ori. Yeah.
As for the Plague Race, I know there's one tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I think there's one every day for the next couple days. Don't quote me on that. The next one... Yeah, tomorrow is gonna be Tolu versus Puppy Fan at 7 p.m.
And then there's should be 2 more on Sunday, too.
On Sunday, there's 3.
3?
There's gonna be
Oh gosh.
me versus Falco,
Mhm.
Munchakoopas versus Explode, and then Pika Pete versus Lance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like Plagues, Sunday will be your day.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's probably gonna be it from us.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. I had a lot of fun commentating this one.
Yeah, this was actually my first commentating run, so I hope I did okay.
Oh, you did fine. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Alright, cool. So I'll see you later.
Hey, signing off. See you.